So your presence, what is your presence? Let's talk about what is authentic presence. It's how you affect others by the impression you make through your character, your presence, your engagement, your communications, and the general mode of conversation that you have with others. So much goes into our presence and our authentic presence. You can see in this picture, this gentleman is engaged. So often we are on Zoom now, at least I am, all day long. I seem to be on Zoom or WebEx or some platform that's virtual. Our presence matters on these platforms. Our presence matters in person. So all of these things go into how we show up. So that's really the part of the authenticity code, your presence. Let's go to the next chart. There are 12 qualities. So we have done a lot of extensive research on authentic presence qualities. And there are 12 of them that we say the leaders and professionals who exhibit these are more likely to get to yes in the communication that they are doing. They're more likely to influence. They're more likely to be bought from. They're more likely to sell and increase revenue and to get those business results that so many of you said that you would like. So if you turn to page 3 of your workbook, or just go to it if it's online, there is an assessment there. And you can assess yourself on these 12 qualities. And you really do an honest assessment. Like a 1 means you need improvement in this quality. And a 5 means that you are really exceptional at displaying this quality. And I want you to kind of just go through and do a quick assessment, clicking, or if you printed it out, color it in, whatever you prefer, do a quick assessment of these qualities in terms of what are your strongest ones and what are the ones you most want to develop in. Because when you can show up and display these types of qualities, that's really an it factor. It's like when you say, wow, that person has it going on. It's really that it factor that people really want to get to know you better. They want to buy from you. They want to listen to you. So let's take a look and see which one out there, we're going to do another poll, that you most want to develop in. So this is the one that if you look at these 10, what is the one that you most want to develop in? And go ahead and choose that response and push submit. And then I'm going to go into 1 or maybe 2 of these so that you can get a feel for how to develop in these different qualities that are very important for you to demonstrate. So we're going to take a couple, just a little bit longer and see where you're coming out. Okay. Good. I'm seeing a lot of confidence coming in here, like 38% saying confidence. Isn't that interesting? You know, we are business owners. Have you all heard of imposter syndrome, right? That we're afraid that people are really going to figure out that we may not know as much. So there's something called the imposter syndrome. And it's amazing to me. And I will say that I think this is one thing that WPO does for me. I know Kim Marie and I are in the same Women's President Organization group. And sometimes when I'm not believing in myself, it helps so much to have my WPO colleagues believe in me. It then helps me to step up and start believing in myself as well. So we all need that, and we need to develop that confidence. And confidence is different than arrogance. And we'll talk a little bit about that. So right here, I'm seeing, if you see the results of this poll, 35% of you said the one you want to most develop in is confidence. And then we've got the second one being inspiration. All right, so 18% being inspiration that you would like to develop in that one. So we'll see how much time we have if I can go into both of these, but for sure we're going to hit the confidence one. So let's go to confidence. So what is confidence? And that really is the air of assurance such that others know you have the required strength and resolve. And when you show up to talk about your business or you talk about your team or whatever your subject is, people want to see that you are showing up with that air of assurance. So how does one develop in that? You know, practicing for an effective delivery can be really helpful. So we always do a dry run before we go into any presentation. We do a dry run and we work out the kinks of that presentation or communication. Also, really thinking through what might be some of those difficult questions that you could be asked, and how would you respond to those? Those are two ways that you could really develop in confidence and show up with that air of assurance. So what I'd like to hear from you all is what's one action you could take to develop in this area of confidence, and put that in the chat. So what's some ideas that you have of how to develop in confidence? Put that, type it into chat. Any ideas? All right, I'm not seeing any. Here we go. Practice, absolutely. More clarity. Right, John, because when you have clarity, that really helps you with showing up confident. Know your product. I love that, Kim Marie. That is so true, is know your product. Know more about your product. Greg said the same thing. Because if you really know your product and your service and you believe in it, then other people are going to believe in it as well. Also, yes, I'm seeing self-awareness. So that's wonderful. Having that self-awareness of your strengths and your development areas can really also be helpful. And obviously hiring around those development areas, preparing and practicing, absolutely. So all of those are great ideas to develop in confidence. So that is one area that we wanted to go into today. It was the one that you said that you most wanted to develop in. The majority of you said you most wanted to develop in. So Randy, let's go to the next. Let's go to, yes, thank you, page 4, because I want to give you some time to think about this. We call these APQs, authentic presence qualities. What authentic presence quality are you going to make a commitment to work on today? And I want you to write it in that space 1. It might be confidence. It might be inspiration. It might be warmth and openness, whatever it might be. And then put down why it's important to you. And then what actions will you take to develop that? To develop that authentic presence quality? What action will you take? Even if you just say one that you're gonna, what action will you take? And you can even think about people who can help you with it. And what I always say with these authentic presence qualities is take this assessment regularly, because let's say that you today are saying confidence. Well, maybe you work on that for a month and you're like, okay, now I want to work on inspiration. So continue to come back to this. And I remember Benjamin Franklin actually worked on one quality a week. And that really helped him to continue to grow as a human being. So whatever you want to do, but definitely capture at least one quality you're going to work on, one action you're going to take.